Hey, good Sunday evening. 5 News Chief Meteorologist Matt Sanders here. We got snow chances on the way. Hope you've had a great time watching the Super Bowl so far. We'll see how it wraps up here on Channel 5. We wanted to hop on our digital platforms. We're not going on the live television. We're not covering the Super Bowl. But we've got to tell you about some of the snow that's coming in. And the rain-snow line is starting to get a little bit close to the western border state line with Arkansas and Oklahoma. If you look closely, they're out towards Cold Core, Little Kansas, even Miami, Veneta, they're starting to get some snow mixing in. The radar beam is pretty high in some of these locations, let's say 3,000 to 4,000 feet. So yeah, it's probably snowing there. Not sure if they're all making the ground yet, but we'll continue this transition from rain over to snow throughout the overnight hours. Low pressure is centered off to the south. And so we've got this counterclockwise flow. We're getting a northeast wind, while western Oklahoma is getting a northwest wind. Northwest winds are colder, they are drier, and that's why we've been able to switch over to heavier snow faster there out in western Oklahoma, where for us, a northeast wind does cool you down, but not as quickly. And so that's why it's been a much more gradual change. That's why you see a little bit more of a mix between rain and snow. But eventually, that northeast wind will work, and we'll switch over to snow. Today, we've just had a lot of light drizzle and some light showers out there. Really hasn't done very much for us. Some folks haven't really gotten anything, but we are watching the chance for some of these heavier bands out west to slowly move in. We've picked up a little bit of the rain in northwest Arkansas. River Valley, very showery the past several hours, but we're gonna take this band and slowly push it over to us and switch it over to snow overnight, especially in northwest Arkansas. River Valley, we're stuck in some mid-40s throughout the night and tomorrow morning. A lot of us are going to stick with rain, but I do think we could probably switch over to some snow showers. Maybe not very impactful snow showers, but I think we'll be able to squeeze out at least a couple, especially if you get away from the Arkansas River, you go back up in elevation, or if you live closer to Kavanaugh Hill or Poto Mountain or Blue Mountain or Sugarloaf and even farther south into the Ouachitas near Big Cedar. Let's take a closer look. We'll zoom in just a little bit more for us this evening. You're watching the rain on and off, push across Fayetteville, Rogers, Bentonville, and Springdale. A little light shower activity across the Fort Smith area. Look towards Tahlequah, trying to switch over to some of that snow. Some of this is still rain. Radar gets really confused as some of these higher altitudes where the radar beam's going up. We're probably mixing some snow showers, but it's probably not pure snow yet. But we'll change that here in the next couple of hours. Gradually, we'll switch everything to that light blue and kind of whitish color. Here's a look at some of the high-resolution data coming in from the Fort Smith radar. So trying to switch over to some snow in northwest Arkansas and northeast Oklahoma. This live look in Springdale, you got a couple little droplets on the lens there. We haven't picked up a lot of rain. We've had a lot of dry air sitting over us, so it's been raining above us all day long, but these raindrops are evaporating before they even hit us. This live look outside in Fort Smith, we're a little damp out there, kind of showery, lots of low clouds. Some of what you're seeing is a little bit of the steam coming off this Fort Smith building, so keep that in mind, but you do see some of those low clouds out there. Here's a look at those temperatures, and we're talking about that northeast wind. We finally cooled off to some upper 30s in northwest Arkansas. Once we get closer to that 36, 37, we should be able to see more snow showers starting to pick up. But look how warm it is still in the River Valley, especially when you're close to the Arkansas River, right in here from Clarksville to Booneville to Mulberry and Ozark, and then Alma and Fort Smith and Van Buren. We're warm. You get farther away, the elevation starts going back up. And so look how much cooler we are. I know it's not much, but those mid-40s are definitely cooler than a 48 or 47. So these are locations that we have the chance for maybe even a dusting. We'll have to see, but that would be later into the morning across 5 countries. It's going to take us a little bit longer to cool down. Reason why, too, is that northeast wind, you got to come over these mountains first. And since a colder northeast wind has a lot of heavier air, a lot of dense air, it has a harder time getting through the mountains, and that's why we're protected. Well, northwest Arkansas, we're about the same elevation going into the Ozarks. So we're able to just bring that northeast colder air in. You can cool off in Oklahoma because we don't have as many mountains, of course. It's a lot flatter. If we had a northwest wind, we'd be able to put some of that colder air in here and switch us over. But this time, these mountains are totally blocking us from getting that coldest air farther south. We got a lot of 39s now reporting. Now we just changed XNA to 39.2. Now we're talking about those mid-40s in the River Valley. So let's take a look at how the night's going to shape up for us. Once we get it to 10 o'clock, probably still kind of showery. May get a stray snowflakes mixing in, not getting accumulations just yet. But by 2 a.m., we'll start to get more consistent rain churning over to more consistent snow. So this is deep while we're sleeping, and we're trying to wake up for tomorrow morning. But a lot of us still have rain even at 2 a.m. It's a gradual shift from rain to snow in northwest Arkansas. By about 5 o'clock, most of us are pure snow in northwest, starting to switch over to some snow there in eastern Oklahoma, especially northern Sequoia County, where the elevation gets a little bit higher. You head towards Brushy. And north of Sallisaw, north of the racetrack, getting some of that snow. Poto will start to see probably snow on Kavanaugh, but in the town, maybe not so much. 40s farther out towards the east, still too warm. But throughout the morning, as we get colder, I wouldn't be surprised if we get more snow showers mixing in. A lot of us still getting rain, but some of us getting some snow mixing in at times. It may not be as impactful farther south, but in northwest Arkansas, this is just pure snow. But look at temperatures. They never actually drop below freezing for most of us. So a lot of this is going to be melting as it reaches the ground. Now, we're expecting these big fat flakes, you know, the huge ones that are flying down, that are kind of cool to look at, chunks of snow flying down. In fact, when we have this heavier band over us for 6, 7, 8 o'clock, there is even a small chance of some thunder snow. We've been looking at the temperature profile in the atmosphere. There's a little bit of convection, just a tiny bit amount. That I wouldn't be surprised if you heard a rumble of thunder out there. Let us know if you do. We'll let you know if we see any lightning strikes on our lightning detection network. But watch out for the heavy snow. I think the heaviest will fall 6, 7, 8, 9 a.m. That's right during the morning commute. Don't be surprised if we have a lot of travel problems tomorrow morning. Now, we've been watching the roads out west. Took them a little bit of time before they started becoming slushy and snow covered. There was several hours where the heavy snow was just melting as it hit the ground. We may have that to some degree too, but here's the thing. That was taking place in the middle of the day. This is taking place when it's still kind of dark. We're starting to get the sunrise there by 7. So we may have a little bit more difficulty on our roads compared to some of the scenes that you saw in western Oklahoma. I haven't checked in the past hour or two on some of these cameras out west, but they may be starting to switch over to just snow covered out there southwest of Oklahoma City towards Fort Sill. But throughout the morning, 8, 9 a.m., heavy snow continues. There's the back edge, starts to clear out of Tulsa in the morning, but we may have it until lunchtime. After lunchtime, after noon, 1 o'clock, we finally start to clear out. We're going to have a northwest wind the rest of the day, but depending on our snowpack, we could maybe shave off a couple degrees on these temperatures that you see. This might be a little aggressive. River Valley may get closer to 50. This 45 may be tough. This 43 may be tough as well. I would probably expect us to be closer to 41, 42, but we'll see. Even at that point, that sunshine and warmer weather, we're going to be melting the snow very, very quickly. There's a lot of water content in it. That helps the snow melt even faster as well. So we're going to be kind of soaked for the rest of the day, but snow melting quickly. It'll melt off the roads faster than it melts off the grass. We may be fine on our roads by the evening, but the morning could be really tough. We'll have to see as those cancellations possibly come in tomorrow. There's a probably medium to high chance that we do get the delays and cancellations tomorrow morning. A lot of schools are just waiting, which is a good idea. Just wait to see how the roads are doing. We'll have crews out all tomorrow morning, watching the roads, letting you know how they're doing. Because here's the thing, I'm going to show you the snowfall map, and this is our best guess. If we keep temperatures 1 or 2 degrees warmer, we're going to be on the lower end of all these. You know, 2, 3, 4 inches. Still good snow. But if we stay on the colder side, there's easy chance that some of it gets 5 to 6 inches, maybe even a few spots getting closer to 7 inches across northwest Arkansas. This is a very wet snow, and this is a decent snow for us. If you get close to 7 inches, you're at your snowfall total for the average for the whole year. So we may be getting our yearly dose here in just one snow. In the River Valley, a lot tougher, but we've expanded the dusting in spots to include much of the River Valley. Some higher elevations could try to get a little bit more. If you look on top of Kavanaugh Hill tomorrow morning from Poto, you may see a little bit more. You're looking to the top of Map Magazine, probably looks a little bit wider. And it could look really pretty there in the afternoon once the sun kind of comes out and you're looking up towards the tops of our terrain. Our terrain is beautiful, but it's going to turn snow covered. If you have to make that drive tomorrow morning, be very careful, very slushy. Not so much on the icy side, but when there's so much water content in this snow, it kind of acts like it's icy. It's very slushy and slippery in that perspective. You know, you get water sitting on top of ice crystals and snow crystals, which can kind of act the same as like an ice sheet. Maybe not as intense as an ice sheet, but still pretty slick. So watch out for that if you have to make travels tomorrow morning. Give yourself a little extra time because we are expecting good bursts of snow for that morning drive. But once again, this is our best guess. But tomorrow morning, we'll be actually taking a look at see how the roads are doing and how they're reacting. Every road's reacting differently. Different roads in different counties, different types of roads, how much traffic's on the roads. That's really what kind of factors into how much snowfall actually sticks. Not necessarily only how much is coming out of the atmosphere, but how it reacts with everything. And everything reacts differently. So this is our best guess. But we'll let you know tomorrow morning. Tune in tomorrow. We'll show you all the different updates. We'll show you how things are progressing. But decent snow coming for us tonight and tomorrow morning. But it does melt quickly in the afternoon. We may not get rid of all this. This is a lot. But it may be completely gone then by Tuesday. Tuesday's highs well into the 50s with lots of sun and probably 60s by Valentine's Day. So very short-lived snow. If the kiddos want to play, let's say they get school canceled, this is going to be a fun snow because this is the snow that's super wet, makes an easy snowman, easy snowball, big snowfall fort. Could do it all with this wet snow. Some of the wettest snow that we've had so far. We've had some wet snows this winter. Also had some dry snows. Here's the update. We'll have more on Channel 5 later this evening on our actual newscast. Not exactly sure when that goes on because we've got to finish up the Super Bowl first. Then we've got post-game coverage. We've got CBS's new show called Tracker. Tune in for that. And then afterwards, we'll have our newscast. And then I believe we'll go into Stephen Colbert live. So we'll have more live coverage of your snowfall coming in overnight tonight here in just about an hour or two. We'll see you then. You guys take care. Make sure you keep it here. Keep it local. As always, we'll keep you advised.